Hey guys, Shiny Zekrom with something a little bit different. This one is actually going to have the end of Pitch Black Abyss first, and I have to explain why. Now, Pitch Black Abyss, I'll show how to get there from about where we went for Skylift, but regardless, I thought I'd show this first. Now, this is your ultimate goal in PBA. This is known as like the Warp Room or the center slash boss area. Now, for PBA you enter it and there's a bunch of random rooms where you run around and try and find these items called Pathfinder orbs to get you to take you to this room. Now, the reason I'm recording this first is this can take hours or days to find on its own. And right now, this run I happen to be going on, I'll say right now, I've been looking for a certain item in here to find out what's inside of it. Because I'll say right now it's boxes, or a box, and I'll explain it later when I actually do the dungeon itself. But I thought since I found this, and no joke, I took 5 different paths and found this almost immediately as I entered. So while searching, I thought, you know what, since this is going to take me a while to find if I don't record it now, so I thought it would be a smart idea to just record the ending and get it out of the way, just to show you guys that I have found the ending and PBA will count as defeated. Now, after you hit this, no matter what warp you take, it will warp you to the boss. Now, let's go into the boss. And I'll say right now the boss is no drops. Well, well, you made it this far. Congratulations, says Darkrai. However, seeing in person, you look pretty weak. I'll just let my minions handle this one, until we meet again. You must be the one Master called me for. I see, in your past, your trials getting here, even though it was just 5 rooms. And in your future, your doom. Kia, let's go guys, we must do as the Master ordered. So, alongside Xatu, you will be fighting a Drapion and a Xatu. Now, this is your ultimate goal, is to just beat them. And I'll say right now, no matter what, these bosses do not drop anything. Not any one of the 3. So, I just want to make sure I can stay alive for this, because these guys are going to be a little bit stronger than the stuff you find in PBA, of course, because they're the bosses. And let's go right up to him. And I think I'm lagging, but we defeat him. You, how could you be so strong? So you defeated Xatu. You're stronger than you appear. If you wish to fight me, though, find me beyond the hidden entrance to Pitch Black Abyss. We will meet again. Yes. But sadly, there is no hidden entrance to PBA. So pretty much after you defeat that, make sure you hit this warp, and you will be taken back to the crossroads. And if we go to our profile, you will see, it says Wind Forest isn't complete. That's weird. Pokemon Stadium, I've showed that, but it doesn't really matter. However, Pitch Black Abyss, as right here, is completed. So that's how you complete PBA. I'll go over the mechanics and stuff when I actually show off the dungeon, and I'll do 10 minutes of running around trying to look for the exit. And if I just so happen to find the exit again, I'll more than likely just still run around a little bit and whatnot. But yeah, that is the ending of PBA. I will meet you guys back when I actually have the information I need and I record PBA in its entirety. So yeah, I will see you guys then. Hey guys, Shiny Zekrom, and welcome back to another video. This part we're going to do PBA. As you saw, I took this little detour into this dark place, so we're gonna head right in. Here we are at the underground tunnel. All you gotta do is just run up here and come into here, into the pitch black vestibule. Send home all your Pokemon. Make sure you don't have any items on you at all, and you only have one Pokemon. because the restrictions are no items, 1 Pokemon, level 100, no Pokemon recruited, or any EXP. You do not get any EXP at all. Pitch Black Abyss is just a 1-floor dungeon. However, and we find this mechanic already, so let me go and try and explain it. This is the trapped room, as it's called. What you want to do is defeat all of the Pokemon in it, or, as you saw I had before, was a pitch black key. If you use the pitch black key on one of those doors, you will open it. Pitch black key is one of the many various items you can find in here, which we actually just found. But I'll explain some more of the items we can find in here. You can find, well, one of them I need to explain now because I'm not sure if this item is in here, because I've done previous runs and I've searched for over 2 hours plus combined, and I have yet to find this item, so I don't even know if it's in here or not. But I'll go ahead and try and explain this item. This item is called the Sinister Box. This is, unlike family item Sinister Boxes, this is one that can contain various items. The items I remember it having, if it's still in this dungeon, include 1 Heart Scale, a Max Revive, TM Toxic, and TM Payback. If you were to ever find a Sinister Box in here and find anything that isn't those 4 items, please message me somewhere, either on Skype, on the game, anywhere really, if you find a Sinister Box and find anything that isn't those 4 items. Now, again, the reason I say I need help with those is because I can't seem to find it. I've even used another item in here you can find, X-Ray Specs, which illuminates the entire floor, and just went back and forth between rooms, and I could never find a Sinister Box. And I just felt like either I was getting robbed or I just felt really unlucky by not finding one. Regardless, we'll continue on. Now, as you see here, there's Pathfinder orbs. Now, if we, per se, use the Pathfinder orb, what we can do is follow the direction it says the exit's in, because that is your end goal in PBA. So you want to get to the room that has 4 warp tiles and a lava face in the middle of it, which I did show in the first part because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find it again. Now, besides the couple items I mentioned so far, there's the fake item in Y-rays, which does the exact opposite of X-rays, which makes the floor entirely dark. And, yeah. There's also some TMs in here, which include TM Safeguard, TM Psych Up, TM Toxic, TM Payback, TM Torment, TM Sludge Bomb. Am I missing any TMs? TM Dream Eater, TM Trick Room, TM Shadow Claw. You can find TM Rest in here, TM Psyshock, and that's about it. You can find the Pitch Black keys in here as well, which I already talked about that. You can get Person Band. You can pick up apples. Now, something that happens in this dungeon that does not happen in any other dungeon is your belly does not fall in this dungeon. It will always stay at 100. Ooh, be careful of those. Destiny bonding Pokemon can really get you easy. I'm going to try and explain the Pokemon's gimmicks in this dungeon as we go on, but let me get the items done. So the apples. Now, there are a couple Pokemon, Beedrill and Drapion, that know Bug Bite in this dungeon. And you can also find Reviver Seeds in here, but as of course you might know, those can easily be bug bitten. If you pick up apples and various berries that you can find in here, you have less of a chance of those Reviver Seeds being bug bitten. So it's a strategy I always try and like to use, because if I find Reviver Seeds, I don't want them bug bitten, because I like to try and find some goodies. Now, oh, and here's one, speaking of which. Okay, but anyways, the Pathfinder Orb, I've explained that. You can also find revival herbs in here, which will fully revive your PP and HP. So those can be very good. There's also mystery eggs in here. This is, I believe, the last item I have to explain is the mystery eggs. The mystery egg Pokemon you can find in here include Murkrow, Duskull, Ekans, Shuppet, Natu, Sneasel, Drowsy, and Zubat. As you just saw, I also forgot to mention, TM Calm Mind is also in here. So instead of it being in Linnau Cavern only, you can also find it in here as well. Now, the item Sinister Box, hopefully, like I said, I can get some more information on it from you guys, if anything. But I believe that's all the items I have to explain in here. For the mystery eggs, what can be in the Sinister Boxes. And a couple other TMs I might not have mentioned were TM Safeguard and TM Psych Up. Now, all of a sudden I'm finding these, I'm finding a lot of these locked rooms, wow. But let me go explaining some of the Pokemon's gimmicks within this dungeon. Now, I also mentioned I was only going to run around for like 10 minutes in here, and whatever I found was whatever I found. I may go back and do some egg hunting here, because there is actually one Pokemon in the eggs I would actually really like to get, and I just skipped that. But that was a maze you can find in here. Oh, here it is. These mazes can also be locked, so make sure you are picking up your pitch black keys, because if you don't have a pitch black key and you get stuck in a locked maze like there is no way to get out of it, and you have to give up or escape on the instant. Now, some of the Pokemon's gimmicks in here. Mawile has Metal Burst, so definitely be aware of that, because basically it's like a 5 to 8 tile AoE that if you damage the Pokemon, they will do damage to enemies and itself. Ooh, and here's a Reviver Seed, sweet. If only we could get an escape orb, but yeah. Sneasel just use Hone Claws, Icy Wind, and a couple other various moves. Muck tries to use Attract on you, so be careful of that. Beedrill is actually the only wild Pokemon in this dungeon that is actually not level 100. It is level 12. Why? Because its gimmick is it uses Endure and brings you down to low HP. Dusclops tries to mean look you and curse you. Same with Haunter. Miss Drebus can also use mean look, as well as Grudge, which will get rid of the move, all the PP of the move you most recently used after you kill it. So if I used like Fury Swipes, for example, it would wipe out all of Fury Swipes as PP. Haunter also have Thunderbolt besides that. Noctowl uses Uproar so you can't sleep. And I think I just got my Reviver Seed Bug Bitten, which I'm kind of mad about, but what are you going to do? Oh no, it didn't. Sweet. But yeah, that's that. Sableye is a mean looker as well. So definitely be aware, because there's a bunch of different things. There's also, as you see, there's traps like Sleep Trap and whatnot around here. So definitely be careful about that. Other than that, pretty much you're just running around trying to find the best items you can before you die or you just want to escape. I use Psyduck just because Cloud9 will stop Ninetales from getting off their solar beams, because as you saw, Ninetales are in here. Now, I'll be back in 1 second. Be back in a second. Now, as you see, I'm using Psyduck. The reason being is Psyduck's Cloud9 will get rid of Ninetales' Solar Beam, which means it can't get its Solar Beam off right away, because it's trying to use its ability of Drought to... Ooh, that was too close. But it's trying to use its ability to get off Solar Beam quicker, and it's basically for the water types that come in here. like me. Now, ooh, yeah, I want to use my key. That's all you have to do is press enter on the door, and you just walk out. Bayonet, I also forgot to mention, has Grudge too. Hypno basically just uses Hone Claws and then Confusion, I think. It doesn't do much. I forgot to mention Drapion also has Acupressure, which can help all of its teammates out. So, be aware of that. Other than that, it's just pretty much a run-around dungeon. Now, I forget what I was trying to say. Oh yeah, well, I use Psyduck. My Psyduck also has Refresh, which is really handy for status conditions you get, like paralysis and whatnot. And, yeah. There's also another item in here that's very useful called the Dark Liquid that I forgot to mention. This will fully heal your PP and HP. However, it's kind of just like a grimy food where it can lower your stats. As well as... What was I going to say? And it can give you the burn, paralysis, or poison status conditions. So... yeah, that's why Psyduck's Refresh comes in handy. Fury Swipes really helps me against stuff like Sleep Traps and, whatchamacallit, Sleep Traps and Attract and whatnot, because it'll make those turns go by a lot faster. I have to mention Merkle has Swagger too, but yeah. I think I covered just about everything I wanted to. Like I said, there is no hunger in this dungeon, so the apples you pick up are completely fine to be used just so they can get bug bitten instead of your reviver seeds. But, I think that's just about it. I've already mentioned that Pathfinder orbs, you try and use them to get to the center. And we found a reviver seed, so I'm definitely... Oh, another thing I forgot to mention now I think about it. You can also find honeys in here. So this is another place you could attempt to try and hunt honeys in, because I actually did that with my main character Zappy, and I ended up actually getting like 9 or 10 honeys in one run. It was insane. Oh, and here's a mystery egg, speak of the devil. Oh no, but I don't want to die for it. Got it! Ooh, that's a good... And let's get out of here. But yeah, dark liquids can be very helpful to get your HP and PP back and whatnot for moves. But yeah, I will might be coming back to this dungeon for that Pokemon in the eggs that I mentioned. I won't say which one, because I'll try and find it on my own. But, yeah. I think that's just about going to do it for PBA. I'm probably going to soon escape or just try and get as many eggs as I can. And, yeah, so this has been Pitch Black Abyss. In the next dungeon, for the next video, we are going to be doing another dungeon. This is going to be another dungeon where we get yet another HM, actually. We are going to go to a dungeon called Mineral Cavern next. So make sure you have Cut and Rock Smash at the ready, and also make sure you have a Pokemon that can learn this HM. And I'll say right now, it's a water HM. So make sure you have your B-Barrels ready or your Linoons ready and whatnot. But regardless, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll mention it one more time. If you guys find any information out about the Sinister boxes or anything about it, what like items inside of it, and I'm probably actually dead here. Oh no, we just made it out somehow. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will probably be doing some training after this, and I'll include like any evolutions that happen before we do Mineral Cavern in its own clip and whatnot. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and next part we'll cover Mineral Cavern. See you guys then.